Guidelines on the educational placement of students with hearing impairment. The table shows the common way to classify hearing loss. We have 8 degrees of hearing loss: the normal, minimal, mild, moderate, moderate severe, severe, profound, and unilateral. So we have here the hearing loss range. The normal is we have negative 10 to 15, and the hearing loss range of minimal is 16 to 25. The hearing loss range of mild is 26 to 40. The hearing loss range of moderate is 41 to 55. The hearing loss range of moderately severe is 56 to 70. The hearing loss range of severe is 71 to 90. And the hearing loss range of profound is 91 plus. Possible effects of hearing loss on the understanding of language and speech. So, the possible effects of hearing loss on the understanding of language and speech in normal hearing: the children have the better hearing sensitivity than the accepted normal range for adults. A child with hearing sensitivity in the negative 10 to 15 decibels range will detect the complete speech signal even at soft conversation levels. However, good hearing does not guarantee good ability to discriminate speech in the presence of background noise. Minimal. Minimal may have difficulty hearing faint or distant speech. At 15 decibels, students can miss up to 10% of speech signal when teacher is at a distance greater than 3 feet or if the classroom is noisy, especially in the grades K to 3 when verbal instruction predominates. Mild. Mild at a 30 decibels can miss 25 to 40% of speech signal. The degree of difficulty experienced in school will depend upon the noise level in the classroom, distance from teacher, and configuration of hearing loss. Without amplification, the child with 35 to 40 decibel loss may miss at least 50% of class discussions, especially when voices are faint or speaker is not in the line of vision. Well, miss consonants, especially when a high frequency hearing loss is present. Moderate. Moderate understands the conversational speech at a distance of 3 to 5 feet only if structure and vocabulary controlled. Without amplification, the amount of speech signal missed can be 50% to 75% with 40 decibel loss and 80 to 100% with 50 decibel loss. Is likely to have delayed or defective syntax, limited vocabulary, imperfect speech production, and an atonal. Moderate to severe. Without amplification, conversation must be very loud to be understood. A 55 decibels loss can cause child to miss up to 100% of speech information. Will have marked difficulty in school situations requiring verbal communication in both one-to-one and group situations. Delayed language, syntax, reduced speech intelligibility, and atonal voice quality likely. Severe. Without amplification, may hear loud voices about 1 foot from ear. When amplified optimally, children with hearing ability of 90 decibel or better should be able to identify environmental sounds and detect all the sounds of speech. If loss is of prelingual onset, oral language and speech may not develop spontaneously or will be severely delayed. If hearing loss is of recent onset, speech is likely to deteriorate with quality becoming atonal. Profound. aware of vibrations more than tonal pattern. Many rely on vision rather than hearing as primary avenue for communication and learning. Detection of speech sounds dependent upon loss configuration and use of amplification. Speech and language will not develop spontaneously, and it's likely to deteriorate rapidly if hearing loss is of recent onset. Additionally, the unilateral is the one normal hearing ear and one ear with at least a permanent mild hearing loss. So, unilateral, it may have difficulty hearing faint or distant speech. Usually has difficulty localizing sounds and voices. Unilateral listeners will have greater difficulty understanding speech when environment is noisy and or reverberant. Difficulty detecting or understanding soft speech from side or bad ear, especially in a group discussion. Educational placement. In the Philippines, students with hearing impairment like other students with disabilities are mainstreamed in regular classes, either on ill-time or part-time basis. A special education teacher assists the regular teacher in seeing to it that the students receive as much instruction as their hearing classmates. Some special education programs employ an interpreter in the regular class who translates the verbal activities, intonations, and gestures to enable to the students to follow the lesson. The special education teacher gives special instruction in the resource room or in the special education center on oral or total communication, manual communication that includes finger, spelling, and different sign systems, auditory verbal training, and cued speech. Support services. Communication accessibility is provided by sign language and oral interpreters inside outside of the classrooms. Computer aided instruction reinforces the knowledge and skills learned in the different subjects area. The special learning areas like speech, auditory training, and language are taught effectively through computer aided instruction. Some TV programs and videos utilize closed captioning services in sign language that make the programs accessible to individuals with hearing impairment. Telephone services have telecommunication devices for the deaf where a visual display of communication going on is available in print and electronic display. Cellular phones with text messaging features are very useful to individuals with hearing impairment.